What's up, YouTube? That's here, bringing you guys some more VGC action. Today we're going off against Zubo using Sableye, Gastrodon, Gardevoir, and Talonflame, leading off against Zapdos, Milotic, Aegislash, and Kangaskhan. We're back with the capture card today, and we're leading with a lead that is so passive, it's disgusting. We're leading with Sableye, Gastrodon today, which means we're just going to try and burn everything and wait him out. We have two Pokemon that know recover, two super bulky Pokemon, and we're looking at my opponent's team. I can burn all of these things and just wait it out. And I realized that in the team preview, and I didn't want to take any risks trying to lead with my Gardevoir and my Kangaskhan when I realized I could just wait all of these Pokemon out. So that's the plan. This is a super long game. Buckle your seatbelts and you get ready for a burnathon, I guess. So leading off here against Zubo. There we go. So we have Sableye and Gastrodon, two Pokemon that know burn-inducing moves, Scald for Gastrodon and Will-O-Wisps for Sableye. We're leading off against Zapdos Milotic. So Zapdos is going to start its pressure, and remember, Milotic's always going to have that competitive. Starting off turn 1, we're going to try and go for a nuke on a Zapdos. That is the squishiest target we can find. And we're going to see Milotic go for Icy Wind. And you may wonder why it's going for Icy Wind. It actually can't really use Scald here. It would get redirected into Gastrodon thanks to Gastrodon's Storm Drain. So that's why we're going to see Icy Winds from Milotic for like 17 turns. So we're going to see me retaliate with a real Ice attack, going for a crit Ice Beam on that Zapdos. Super effective on its flying typing. And also, starting off turn 3, we're going to see Sableye go for a Will-O-Wisp, just trying to chunk the Zapdos out, just in case it had Roost. It's going to retaliate with a Thunderbolt boosted by a Life Orb, chunking my Sableye for quite a bit. And realistically, I just don't know why this guy doesn't switch out his Milotic. I mean, it's never going to get anything done here. Not against this board spamming Icy Wind. If it had Ice Beam or like, I don't think it even gets Grass Knot, but if it has any moves like that, it'd be a ton better, and it just sadly doesn't have any of those moves. So we're going to finish off Zapdos this turn, getting a Pokemon KO pretty early in the game, and here we're going to go for a Will-O-Wisp on Aegislash, and this is where the burns start to come into the game. So we're going to burn that Aegislash, put it on a timer. That's one of my favorite things to do against Aegislashes. I swear if I ever fought against a rest Aegislash, I would have no hope of beating that Pokemon ever. And we're actually going to see this Aegislash retaliate with a Swagger, and this is something that's gaining a lot of popularity. It's a super bulky Pokemon. It's kind of like a reverse Thundurus. So it's going for that Swagger. Not really a priority one, but it's definitely going to be able to get the job done. It's going to go onto my Gastrodon. Luckily for me, I don't get hit in Confusion, and I go for a critical hit Scald, chunking this Aegislash even further, and then burn damage on top of that. This guy's at about 70% right now. So starting off turn 5, we're going to go for a priority recover with Sableye. Pretty good, putting it back into that green. And we are going to see Milotic just continue to spam those Icy Winds, not really doing that much damage at all. I mean, Gastrodon's still pretty healthy, and all my Pokemon are incredibly slow now, which actually is pretty good for me because if Aegislash ever wants to attack like it is this turn, my Gastrodon has a good... I was going to say something clever there, but anyways, Gastrodon has a chance to go for a Scald onto it because it's going to be stuck in attack mode. This turn, I'm actually not going for anything like that. I'm going to try to get out of this Confusion, and unfortunately, I don't. I think I went for a Recover that turn, but who knows? I mean, I could have went for a Scald. Scald would have definitely KO'd that Aegislash on top of the burn damage, but it's not going to happen that way. Today, we're going to go for the Quash onto the Aegislash slot. Remember, we're going to keep it in that offensive stance, just because I want Gastrodon to have a chance to recover before it actually attacks. Because he knows that he's faster than me, and I want to take advantage of that and lengthen this game out even more so I can get the most out of my burn. So we're going to get that recover, not hitting Confusion this turn. I mean, looking at this, I probably could have went for Scald onto the Aegislash. It wouldn't have KO'd, but it would have finished him off with the burn. He's actually going to nuke my Sableye this turn, and unfortunately, Sableye is going to go down. But, you know, it's not the end of the game. I mean, I've burned the Pokemon that need to get burned. I've lengthened the game out I've stretched this game out quite far already. And Gastrodon's actually going to go and get the Protect off while being confused. Quite lucky here. And I'm going for the very predictable Brave Bird. I'm going to target the Milotic slot here. And I just want to start chunking that thing a little bit because Gastrodon isn't going to live forever, not against a board like this. And if I can take Milotic out, I can win the game. So Milotic's going to go for that Scald. Remember, it still gets redirected into Gastrodon. Even if you use Protect, you don't get the boost from the Storm Drain, but the effect is still the same. Talonflame is not Scaldable this turn. You probably thought I was going to switch there, but I'm no fool. So Aegislash is still getting chunked by that burn. Milotic's going to go for Protect this turn. He's going for the oldest trick in the book, the Protect, and then the attack with your teammate here. I'm going to not really fall for it, but looking at the board, I know that I'm still going to pick up a KO on one of his Pokemon this turn, and I am running a heavily defensive invested Talonflame, so I know I can just eat that Shadow Ball, no problem. Gastrodon's going to go for a Scald, picking up the KO on Aegislash, and I think I have a Pokemon lead now. I think it's now 3-2. These are his last two Pokemon, Milotic and Mystery Pokemon X. It's going to be Kangaskhan, the best Pokemon in the game, and right here I'm kind of quaking in my boots a little bit because even though I have this Pokemon lead, I'm probably going to lose two Pokemon within a couple turns. So Kangaskhan is going to go Mega, gain that Parental Bond ability, letting its attack twice, and I'm just going to go for a Brave Bird here. I probably could have targeted like the Milotic slot, but I just wanted to get as much damage on a King as possible, and after rewatching this replay right here, I realized I would have just lost the game if I didn't do that. It doesn't matter how much damage I do to Milotic, because I need to chunk Kang and put Kang at low damage. So he's going to go for a double edge, super strong. I was expecting potentially a fake out. He just wants to go for that KO. He's going to finish off my Gastrodon while dealing a little bit of recoil back into him, and that's the perfect percent that I want Kangaskhan at to finish things off with my last Pokemon. So it's my last Pokemon versus the world versus Kangaskhan and Milotic. I feel like I still have the advantage here. He has no fake outs. Sucker Punch won't KO me. I send out my super fast Gardevoir, and I would have loved to trace Parental Bond. I would have not Mega Evolved, I swear. But because this would have been the highlight reel for the century. But we are gonna Mega Evolve. We unfortunately traced competitive, and we're gonna gain that Pixelate, and hopefully we're gonna go for that Hyper Voice. And Hyper Voice is gonna be super fast. This is a full Timid Speed Gardevoir. Picks up the KO on the Kangaskhan, drops the Milotic into the red, but he goes for Recover. And you can still see below the screen that there's still quite a few turns in this game. So it's not really over until it's over. We see the Milotic go back up, and I don't want to eat any Icy Winds and become slower than this thing. And we know that he's going to go for Protect here, and I have a secret move waiting that'll win me this game against this guy, and I also don't want to waste all my Hyper Voices. I have Taunt on this Gardevoir, and I'm waiting for the perfect time to use it, because I don't want to just use it on a Protect and let him know that I have Taunt. Because if he knows that I have Taunt, the turn I go for Taunt, he'll just attack me, and I don't want that to happen. Because, like, that might have been a good turn to do it, but do you see what I'm saying? Like, I want to let him get nice and comf and think he can totally wall me out and think he's won, taunt the Recover at the perfect time and win the game. So, we're just using a little bit of a mix of moves here. I actually go for a Psychic that turn. I thought he was going to Protect, and it would have been funny if I procced his competitive. That would have sucked. I also don't get burned there, so I think I'm getting a little bit lucky here. I'm definitely pushing my luck. I think he's at the perfect amount that I know next turn he's going to use Recover. He's going to eat the Hyper Voice, that's his plan, and then Recover and go back into the green. So this is where we get him. After this Leftovers proc, he feels nice and confident in this matchup, and this is how we get him. We go for the Taunt here. No more Recovers for you. I saved the Taunt till the very end, and I bet this guy is like super mad right now. He's like, if you had Taunt, why didn't you use it earlier? But I got him where I wanted him. He's definitely going to go down to 2 Hyper Voices. He needs crit Scalds with burns to win the game, and, you know, unfortunately for him, he's not going to get it. Gardevoir is a boss. It lives. After the Leftovers, we are going to finish things off with one more Hyper Voice and take the super long 17-turn game. So pretty good stuff here. I felt like I played pretty well. I mean, any game where you can lead Sableye and Gastrodon and get it to 17 turns, you should probably win. So I felt I had a lot of fun playing this game, and it's definitely fun to mix it up and lead with unstandard leads like Gastrodon. Leading with Gastrodon is something I never do, but every time I do, it's always so rewarding. So thanks guys for watching this game. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys want to play some battles against me and have them featured on my channel, leave a comment below. We can set stuff up. Pick your format, singles, VGC, Ubers, Little Cup, whatever you want. We'll play some games and I'll upload them. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.